If you love fighting games, and at the same time, you're tired of the latest and newly released fighting games, due to their heavy implementations of microtransactions and constant DLCs that are locked behind their own separate paywalls, then, I think that it's time for you to play this awesome superhero fighting game. Yes, I am talking about Injustice 2, which is still one of the latest and greatest fighting games ever made. Injustice 2 is based on one of the DC Comics Injustice universes. It was released back in May 2017, and the Legendary Edition got its release in March 2018. Ah yes, we have got only 2 Injustice games from 2013, up until now, where the first game is Injustice: Gods Among Us, and the second one is Injustice 2, which is still the best Injustice game today, unless Injustice 3 ever comes out, of course. Yeah.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Now, similar to other fighting games, Injustice 2 also comes with both of its own offline single-player and offline co-op multiplayer game modes. Apart from that, the game also has its very own online features built with different online game modes. But yeah, I would not recommend you getting this game for mostly online play. Now, keeping the online part totally aside, Injustice 2 is still totally worth today for its single-player features. Talking about the story mode, yes, if you've never played the very first Injustice game, then I would highly suggest you to play its story mode first, because the story of Injustice 2 takes place 5 years after the events that happened in the first Injustice game. Starting Injustice 2's story directly without any context will confuse you totally, and you will not understand a single thing about what the hell is wrong with the game's story and many characters at all. At least try to watch the first game's cutscenes from YouTube, in case you are not comfortable playing Injustice: Gods Among Us for some reason. On the opposite side, in case you have no interest in the story mode, then don't worry my friends. You still got a lot more to enjoy in the game. The combat system, fighting mechanics, visuals, and surroundings, everything in this game is quite engaging and feels way more fun than you would expect from a fighting game. Unlike most fighting games out there, the combos are easy to learn in this game. Injustice 2 comes with a much easier learning curve when compared to most fighting game franchises, like Street Fighter and Tekken. As you can see here, each character's combos mainly focuses on pressing a set of buttons together without much pressing the direction keys too much. You can even customize the controls as per your own preference. Now, if you love DC Comics, then yes, you will love to see Batman fighting against the Ninja Turtles, Hellboy fighting against Sub-Zero, Superman fighting against Raiden, and so on. We don't get to see this kind of thing in other games, right? Even you cannot skip the interactions and all the talks that happens between the fighters before and during a battle, which is quite engaging and amusing at the same time. Sometimes, the dialogues becomes more hilarious, which will make you to keep on playing the game for long.
We've more in common than you'd care to admit.
I am rational. You are mad.
Not mad, differently sane.
Injustice 2 has a large roster of 40+ fighters in the Ultimate Edition, including all the hidden characters available in the game. In the multiverse mode, you battle against various fighters on different Earths from other universes. Some fights in each game are filled with some challenges, which upon completion gives you one mother box, filled with items like gears, shaders, tokens, and credits. Now, in the Legendary Multiverse mode, you play as each Injustice 2 fighter, and after winning the final fight, you will get the multiverse story ending of that character as whom you're playing. Yep, despite winning the award for the fighting game of 2017, Injustice 2 still suffers from microtransactions and loot box systems. You want to unlock Mr. Freeze? Well, congrats. Just give us money. What? Want to play as Bruce Wayne? Give us money then.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
And there's another thing that I hate about this game. And you know what it is? These flying pizzas. I mean, come on. You already know that wasting food is a sin. You know, right?
Pepperoni.
Also, opening mother boxes, swapping gears and equipment, and grinding too much to earn a specific reward made this game kinda a letdown from becoming the GOAT of modern fighting games. So, to conclude in the end, yes, Injustice 2 is fully and definitely worth in 2025, considering how cheap the game becomes on regular sale. I have been playing the game since late March 2022, and still rocking the game's single-player modes till date. So I can assure you that you will fall in love with this game if you are a fighting games fan. So go and pick it up whenever the game gets available at a discounted price, assuming that you've played the first game already. If not, then please either play Injustice 1 first, or at least watch the story mode on any YouTube channel for the story context. Okay? And yeah, you can either choose the standard edition, or go with the legendary edition, depending upon the price difference you're getting between the two editions. Also, if you are a Game Pass user, then you don't need to buy the games separately, at least for now, as Injustice 2 is currently available on Game Pass at the day of shooting and editing this video.
It's a trap.
Of course it is.
So guys, that it is for today. Make sure to comment me down your thoughts about Injustice 2, okay? Also guys, D-pad or analog stick, which one do you prefer more in fighting games? Let me know, okay? Thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you in another video.